Hey guys, it's Elizabeth, the curly-haired country gal. So I am on day 4 of just kind of a December diet, a healthy dieting, trying to get to a little bit of a healthier weight. And so I'm going to take this time to walk you through every day something different that I try to incorporate all the time, or specifically when I'm trying to get to a more healthy weight. And so I'm really excited because today I'm going to tell you a little bit about the Weston A. Price Foundation. I'm going to give you a little bit of information about the history of it and Dr. Weston A. Price. And then tomorrow I'll tell you more about the actual ins and outs of the ways that they recommend that people eat for nutrition and for supporting their bodies the way that our bodies need to be supported. So again, I'm posting every day and not doing as much editing as normal, but let me tell you a little bit about Dr. Price. So he was a dentist in the 1930s. That's especially when he was practicing. He was born in the late 1800s. And his goal in his career was to go around the world, and he observed a lot of the native peoples, a lot of the people who didn't have a more modern society, and they had these beautiful big smiles and straight teeth, and they were strong, able-bodied, almost zero, if not zero, disease found among their people. And it led him to ask, what do these people have that we don't in our Western society, and cause us to have a lot of tooth decay, etc. So I'll talk more about the specifics of what foods he discovered these people ate tomorrow, but he found some patterns and some similarities between all these people groups. So I'll talk more about that tomorrow, but that's just a little bit of a history of the Weston A. Price Foundation, which is a very small niche, but I think a lot of people are kind of understanding or starting to understand what some of those principles look like. And for example, that fats aren't actually bad, especially when they come from healthy animals. So that's one of the things. So I'll talk more about that tomorrow, but this is just a small little history of Dr. Weston A. Price. So I'm gonna go feed the rabbits and get back to some more of my classes. We'll see you tomorrow. And so far, things are going well. Again, day 4. I wasn't feeling the best yesterday. I mentioned that I had a bad dream. Somebody asked what my dream was about. And so, in case you're wondering, it was a really weird dream. The part that was really scary was I was looking out of the house that I was in. It was like a lodge, and there were some dogs that were running inside. And they were running inside because they were scared of being chased by a hyena, or a few hyenas. And there was a woman who was going out from the lodge to a different lodge for the night, and then we just kept hearing her scream and scream and scream, and I knew that it was because of the hyenas. And so I was trying to get help from people in the lodge to go and help this lady, and I couldn't find her, and nobody really had a sense of urgency. And then finally the screaming stopped, and then eventually I found pieces of the woman, and it was disgusting. So this is my dream. This didn't actually happen. And then I was in a different part of the building, and the hyenas were in the building because somebody had left the door open, and my kids were just around the corner, and it was just terrifying. And again, I was trying to stir a sense of urgency in others, and others were like, it's not a big deal. So somebody from my church was there, and I was like, please help me. He had all of them strapped to a carriage because they were going to pull the carriage, and so they went through, and these hyenas were pulling the carriage. There were 3 hyenas and then 1 mule because there weren't enough hyenas. And then he went out and took them into the forest and then shot them. It was just bizarre. And anyway, and I put my first batch of venison stock in the crock pot, so I'm very excited to start drinking more of that, which I'll talk about with the Weston A. Price stuff starting tomorrow. But that's a very key part of the nutrition that they encourage, and so we'll talk more about that. Bye.